invite our last speaker of the session, Mrs. Naznin Nahar, Senior Planning Officer, Bangladesh Railway.
I'll start my presentation with some statistical data. So, April 2024 was the warmest April since the pre-industrial period. Not only this April 2024, since June 2023, we are having the warmest month compared to the consecutive month in the previous year. Yes, I am referring to the global warming, where 0.1 degree Celsius increase in temperature is alarming for us. We are heading toward 1.1 degree Celsius. We are not in the global warming situation. We are moving forward to the global boiling situation, right? So let's take a quick look at the causes of the global warming. We can divide them in nature-induced, where greenhouse effect is active, and human-induced because of the production of greenhouse gases. So naturally, the life on Earth depends on the sun and sunlight. So when sunlight hits the Earth, some irradiated heats are supposed to be bounced back in the space. But because of the human-induced reason, people are producing greenhouse gases, and the heats which were supposed to bounce back in the space doesn't bounce back, rather stay in the atmosphere and resulted in the increase of temperature. So these are the noxious greenhouse gases, where carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are naturally found in the environment, and the fluorinated gases are produced by human activities. Now let us take a deep look into why greenhouse gases are produced. So this is 2022 US greenhouse gas emission by sector data produced by US Environmental Protection Agency, where we can see that transportation sector leads the proportion or contributes more, like 29%, followed by then electricity, industry, agriculture and residential and commercial. So transportation sector holds the major contribution in greenhouse gas production. Now the question is, what could be the possible solution? Should we shut everything down, like sitting in our home, we won't produce any more greenhouse gases? Or should we move toward a sustainable mode of transport? So this is our high official team from Bangladesh Railway, who will be taking you to the guided tour toward a sustainable mode of transport, consisting of Mr. S.M. Salimullah Bahar, Chief Planning Officer, Mr. Golam Mustafa, Project Director, ABM Kamruz Zaman, Director Mechanical, and I am Naznin Nahar, Senior Planning Officer. So back to this slide again, where greenhouse gas emissions are produced by sector, this integrated data, and transportation contributes 29%. This is the data of USA. Then here is the data of European Union, where again transportation sector leads by 28.5%. So what about Bangladesh? This is the data of Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation, where transport sector consumes 62% of total fuel. This is huge considering the volume. And if we consider the greenhouse emission trend by transport sector, I am referring to a data by Grater Consultant conducted in 2015, where in 2005 the greenhouse gas emission was 5,000 metric ton equivalent carbon dioxide emission, which doubled in 2014. That is 10 metric ton of carbon dioxide equivalent. And if these trends continue like this, in 2030 we will have more than 35 metric ton equivalent of carbon dioxide. Now, if we consider this transportation subsectors, we can see which subsectors are emitting most greenhouse gases. Like light duty vehicles are contributing 57%, medium and heavy duty vehicles 23%, aircraft 9%, other transportation sectors 6%, ships and boats around 3%, and railway contributing the lowest 2%. This is the data again from US Environmental Protection Agency, and this is the data from European Union, where railway is the least contributor. Now this is the data of Bangladesh, where we are comparing the passenger and freight train comparing the passenger and freight train with the road sector passenger and truck volume. And here we can see that railway always has been the least producer of greenhouse gases. So when we are searching the sustainable mode of transport, we want zero congestion, zero pollution, zero accidents, energy efficiency, affordability, and most importantly, the transport sector will not impair the necessity or the needs of the future generation. And railway sector successfully ticks off all the criteria of sustainability. So here is the carbon cost considering the transportation, mode of transport. And here airplane produces the most carbon, holds the most carbon cost, and railway holds the least amount of carbon cost. Now considering the accident, we all know that railway is least responsible for accident. Actually, accident is not acceptable, but still we can, when we compare the data, in the road sector, we have more fatality, more deaths compared to any other sector, and railway contributes the least. So these are the government initiatives to improve railway sector throughout the years. We have Perspective Plan 2021, we have Perspective Plan Vision 2021 to 2041, Bangladesh Delta Plan, Railway Master Plan 2010 to 2030. Then it was updated in 2016 to tenured from 2016 to 2045, and we have 5-year plans. Now let us take a deep look into the investment in transport sector. Here I have illustrated the transportation sector investment throughout the 5-year plans. We have our first 5-year plan in 1973, which was right after our liberation war. So the aim of that 5-year plan was to rehabilitate our transport sector, and we can see there was a quite balance between all the sectors. So the balance continued till third 5-year plan, and in fourth 5-year plan, road and highways started to leading, where the contribution become higher in road sector, and eventually the contribution continued like this throughout the years. Still now in the 8th 5-year plan, road and highways are leading, railway having minimum contribution in the ADP allocation. This is the review of investment in railway subsector throughout the 5-year plans. So in first 5-year plan, we had 23.91% allocation compared to the all transport sector, and the same scenario continues. Even our contribution has decreased, allocation has decreased. Like in 8th 5-year plan, we have only 21.37%. No wonder why the 3,000 kilometer of roads in 1971 has become more than 50,000 in today. And Bangladesh Railway, for Bangladesh Railway, it took a golden jubilee to increase only 200 kilometer of railway line. So these are the basic parameters where we can indicate the improvement in railway sector, like railway line, railway stations, locomotive, coaches, and wagons. So in railway line in 1971, we had 2,500 kilometer, which in 2021 turned only 3,093 kilometers. The railway stations were in 1971 and 1920 and 2021 were close to each other. Look at the locomotive, coaches, and wagons. They have decreased over time. So how we are supposed to provide the freight necessity, passenger necessity in the modal share? And as a result, the modal share has decreased both in passenger and freight volumes. Like in 1976, railway used to have 30% of modal share in passenger volume. Then in 2021, it decreased to 5.28%. Can you imagine it? Such a potential of sustainable transportation, and we have decreased to only 5%. And in freight share, 28 to 7.32. So this is the present scenario of modal share. In 7th 5-year plan, we had the target of 4%. We targeted to increase our freight share from 4% to 15%, 10% to 15% in container transport between Dhaka Chattogram port, and 4% to 10% in passenger transportation. But the present scenario reflects that we only have 4% of container handling modal share in Dhaka Chattogram port. So considering the future plans of Bangladesh government, we have updated our master plan, and considering all the potential of Bangladesh Railway, We have updated our master plan tenured from July 2016 to 2045, where 230 projects estimated cost of 70 billion US dollar will be implemented through 6 phases of 5 years each. And these are the strategies to achieve our vision by constructing new railway line, converting our lines to dual gauge double lines, procurement of rolling stock, maintenance and rehabilitation of rolling stocks, improvement of signaling system, gauge conversion, and establishment of research development and standardized unit. This is the forecast in the master plan of traffic throughout the years. So if we go, we can have 3 point of view, like optimistic, realistic, and conservative. So in every scenario, if we have to succeed in modal share, we need to focus more on the railway sector. So railway has already taken some initiatives to meet the future demand of traffic. We have conceived some projects which will cover the construction of ICDs at several places. We have Halishahar Chattogram ICD, which is almost complete, will be in operation very soon. We have Dhirashram ICD, Shirajganj ICD, Ghorashal, Ishordi, Nimtoli, and Darshan ICD. Then railway have future plan to have to cater their traffic through multimodal transport system. Actually, road have the privilege of accessibility. They are considered to be last mile delivery. Then maritime is considered to be the skeleton of global transportation. Railway has the ability to cater traffic in bulk amount and in lower cost, and without affecting the environment. So if we have balance through multimodal transportation with each other, with each transport sector, we will have a successful transportation sector, and we will have, the railway will also be able to increase their share. So in order to have the multimodal transport sector, we have Kamlapur Multimodal Hub and Biman Bandar Multimodal Hub, which already have CCA approvals, and we have planned to have a Tejgaon Multimodal Hub. So these are the green transportation initiatives already taken by Bangladesh Railway, and these initiatives directly impact our environment, like automatic carriage washing plants in Dhaka and Rajshahi, which decreases use of water in 70%. Shifting toward a sustainable fuel consumption. We used to have coal-based diesel-electric we used to have coal-based locomotive. Then we moved toward diesel-electric based, and now we are taking consideration of electric locomotives, which will reduce the greenhouse gas emission to 0. Then we are procuring Tier 2 and above specification of locomotives. Then we have introduced bio-toilet and vacuum-type toilets in coaches. We use LED lights for trains and station lighting. We harvest the rainwaters. Tree plantation in different areas under different projects, and installation of rooftop solar energy, solar on railway stations. So this is a calculation where Tier 2 locomotives shows that they emit less amount of greenhouse gases, and by procuring this Tier 2 and above specification locomotive, Bangladesh Railway is ensuring 9% of carbon emission lower than the previous specification of locomotives. And when we move toward the electric traction, there will be 355 ton less carbon emission, which is equivalent to 71,000 US dollar carbon cost per year. So that's a huge amount considering the contribution of Bangladesh. So here are the indirect initiatives taken by Bangladesh Railway to ensure the green transportation. We have converted our gauges to increase our capacity and services. We are introducing cord lines between different sections to minimize distance and save time. we have introduced multimodal hubs, commuter trains, to facilitate the reduction in road-dependent congestion. Because of the geological advancement, we have the facility and we have the privilege to have trans-Asian connectivity. We have the great separation in level crossing gates to reduce accident and traffic congestion. We have introduced the ticketing through Rail Sheba application and 100% online ticketing system, which will significantly decrease the amount of time, travel, cost to have our services. And we have introduced port connectivity in Mongla Port, Paira Port, Matarbari Deep Sea Port and Bay Terminal. So because of the lesser use of land, railway has the more potential to cater more traffic in both passenger and freight transport. And then we have introduced ICDs. So these are the future plans of Bangladesh Railway to ensure sustainable transport system. And here we have double tracking and gauge conversion to increase capacity and service, cord line connections between different sections, introduction of electric traction between
Naznin, Nahar, I think you are overshooting the time. Please have a 1 minute.
Yes, I will conclude within the time limit. Introduction of automated signaling system, connectivity with ports and deep sea ports, multimodal transport system, connectivity with different APZs, introduction of ICDs, regional connectivity, and introduction of underpass and overpass. And these are the challenge we are preparing ourselves to have in future. Timely completion of gauge conversion and dual line projects, timely completion of cord line projects, timely completion of construction of ICDs and multimodal transport hub, ensuring more investment to fulfill the targeted projects of master plan, institutional capacity development and modernization and of maintenance and operational capacity. And these are the way forward we would like to propose, making the most of multimodal hubs, more investment through PPP, funding through Green Climate Fund, focus on non-core activities along with the core activities to expand the service, operation and maintenance through automation, land-use business plan, and smart railway service. We are going through a transformational change considering the development, and Bangladesh is expecting to have this transformation throughout the coming 2 decades. So if we want to cater more traffic, if we want to cater more transportation, we have a daunting challenge. Like we want to cater the fast-facing transport sector, slashing the greenhouse gas emissions, also ensure sustainability and environment protection. So that's all from my side. I thank you all for having me. If you have any question or suggestions, we can have this on the discussion side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Naznin Rehana, for your excellent deliberation.